Hi, my name's Emer and I'm striving for self-sufficiency and better preparedness. I was at the library a few weeks ago and this book caught my eye. So it's called Notes from an Apocalypse by Mark O'Connell. And at the time I did put a little post up and I said I would share my thoughts once I'd finished it. So I finished it. It's a non-fiction book from the writer's perspective. He shares his thoughts throughout and each chapter has sort of like a different theme. So one of them is a chapter on preppers, another is a chapter on billionaires wanting to move to Mars. I was going to say to the moon, to Mars. Another is about bunkers in the US. The different sort of themes. It does talk a lot about the end of the world or the apocalypse and all these sort of like extreme scenarios and his thoughts on it. This guy, the writer, is not a prepper, but he has taken a lot of interest in preppers and preparedness, and he does explain that in the book. So I found it had quite a slow start. I nearly gave up on it, but I persevered. I found just the introduction quite long, and I was kind of like, get to the point. Like, where is this going? I mean, in general, some chapters appealed to me more than others, and some interested me more than others. So I think my favourite was the one on preppers. He mostly talks about American YouTuber preppers, which sort of made me question, well, what about British? This guy's Irish and at time of writing was living in Dublin. And it just made me think, what about Irish preppers? What about British preppers? People on your doorstep. Why the fascination with American preppers? I don't know, maybe because the channels are bigger, I'm not sure. But it just, that sort of caught my attention. I really like that he compared bug out bag videos to like consumer haul videos, which pretty much is what it is. I mean, some of his observations, did make me laugh and smile. Maybe, oh damn it, Spud. I like that he talked about masculinity in crisis, and to quote, preppers are not preparing for their fears; they are preparing for their fantasies. Maybe it is just because I'm female and I don't understand what goes through a man's mind, but I just thought some of that was quite interesting. Or some male preppers preparing for a fantasy scenario. And he mentioned things like, gadgets and things that some YouTube preppers buy, to cater for their post-apocalyptic survival fantasies, which I just thought, I don't know, I find that quite funny. I don't know, maybe because I don't have half the gadgets that interest some other YouTubers, I don't know. I don't know if this book would be for everyone. He does mention climate change quite a lot, which I know from some of my subscriber comments wouldn't appeal to everyone's views. I mean, the cover sort of goes on that it's a really funny book. It's funny in places, but it's not that funny. I find the language quite flowery. Part of me, I really enjoy reading non-fiction books, but I'm used to reading much more straightforward ones, and I felt like, get to the point, call it what it is. I'm really sorry if you can hear Spud in the background licking his paws. I got a little bit tired about reading about his anxiety about the world ending. I think overall the book wasn't really for me. I thought it was going to interest me a little bit more than it did. But that's just my opinion. Others might really, really love it. I'd say give it a read and find out for yourself. Yeah, some of the thought processes just sort of bored me in the end, maybe because I'm not a parent and I don't have the same thoughts and anxieties as this man does. Each to their own. It might really interest some people, but it just wasn't for me. But yeah, enjoyed bits. It wasn't awful, just not the best book I've ever read before. But if there's any other prepper books that interest you or you think might be worth a read, please do share them in the comments, because I'm sure others would like to see too. It was interesting to see a book written about preppers, not just about preparedness as such. So kind of like this guy's observations. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know if there's any prepper recommendations that you've got. The book I'm now reading is called, I think it's called The Happy Countryman. I'm not sure, but if it's good, I will share my thoughts on that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.